What is happening, YouTube? Hey, we're gonna give this just a couple minutes. Our last live stream got interrupted, unfortunately. Can't do much about that. Oh well, it is what it is. But hey, we wanted to cover a few things here. We have been asked about here in a few videos, whether it be our Facebook, Instagram, or on here. So real quick, while we're waiting for anybody that wants to come on, there was a few people as far as in our last live stream that got killed, unfortunately. But anyway, look, there's a few things we do want to cover here. We've been asked about quite a few. We've been asked about the heavy duty clutch kit that we run. We've been asked about as far as the ECU. We've been asked about the EJK as well. And just pretty much how a lot of things can correlate or not correlate with each other, as far as such as like the ECU and the EJK. Been asked about as far as the heavy duty clutch kit, what are the benefits or what aren't the benefits? When will it matter? So anyway, we're gonna kind of go ahead and touch base on a few of those. Like I said, I do apologize. The last live stream got interrupted and completely died. We're up here in the mountains, by the way, in East Tennessee. So anyway, I will go ahead and jump into this real quick. We'll start with the heavy duty clutch kit. For those that have asked, the heavy duty clutch kit does come with your heavy duty, as far as your clutch plates. It does come with the heavy duty springs. It's absolutely phenomenal, y'all. But if you guys are running a completely bone stock bike as far as performance mods, if you guys are running, an exhaust and an intake, things like that, sprocket chain, swap overs, like we're running a 12 tooth front, we're running a 51 rear. But if you guys are running your stock sprocket setup, which is going to be your 13 front, 50 rear, at a stock bike, it's really not going to make too much of a difference for you guys. So it's more so, as Force Cam had put it, joking around, is more for the iron termites. All right. As far as, if you can't find them, grind them. The ones that burn out their clutches, it will benefit you as well. But if you do have as far as more power, that is really going to benefit you a lot as far as your clutch goes. So that is one big benefit there. So another thing is the ECU. All right. So the ECU you can do so much with. All right. You can, as far as your launch control, like two-step, like the CRF 250Rs, the 450Rs, what they've got going on, you can actually end up programming with that ECU as far as your two-step, your launch control, just like the 250Rs, just like the 450Rs, you can program it the exact same. All right. You can end up modifying a lot of things as far as your fuel air ratio, things like that. You can modify as far as when your fuel gets injected, you can modify that as well. Whether it be on startup even, how much fuel's dumped there, as well as throughout your entire RPM range. You can modify it all. So that kind of brings me to my next point of the EJK. As far as running an EJK and this ECU, it's going to be pointless. I'll go ahead and say it. It is going to be pointless. You'd be better off to go ahead and sell your EJK, collect a little bit of money just to get the ECU. Okay, that's what honestly it's going to come down to. So you're going to have way more benefits in that, because your EJK is just a fuel programmer. Okay, that's all it is just a fuel programmer, and all you're doing is setting as far as when your fuel cutout's going to be, how much fuel gets dumped. That's really all you're doing with the EJK, and it varies throughout elevation. Now with the ECU, you can modify all that. They even have an elevation setting on there. So you can modify as far as your elevation goes, how much fuel is dumped in at whatever RPM range you want to go to. Now I will tell you guys, with my extremely aggressive 275 race setup, I know it's not the 310 or the 360, but it is the 275 race cam setup. It is extremely aggressive. I'm idling at around 15 to 1600 RPMs, just warmed up. That's what I'm idling at. When I first start the bike on a cold start, I'm around 1800 RPMs. So it is very aggressive. But you can modify all that, which is the great thing, and I absolutely love. So there's no point in really running an EJK as well as running this tuner. You're essentially, you're wasting, well, you're not wasting money, but you have essentially wasted money by keeping your EJK around. Sell it if you're gonna run this tuner. I ran the EJK for a while. I also competed in races and stuff with it. I love it with the setup. Now, I will just go ahead and say that this tuner from ForceCam, you can control it all. It is absolutely phenomenal. So that's essentially where we're at as far as the tuner goes, and what you can and cannot control. Let's see here. Just looking real quick. All right. Now, also, for anybody that did miss it, as far as talking about the clutch kit goes, I'll go ahead and reiterate that as well real quick. It's just that, if you're running a completely stock bike, you don't need it. That heavy duty clutch kit is not going to do anything for somebody with a completely stock bike, unless you burn through your clutches, really quick. It does get out as far as it does remove those two smaller plates. So in your clutch basket, you do have all of your plates. And then in the very back, all the way next to the clutch basket is going to be two very small. And they are maybe that tall. They're about half the size of your normal clutch disc. Those do get removed as well. There have been some people that have tried to cram this heavy duty kit in there with those. Terrible idea. Terrible. It's amazing to me how they get it to fit, honestly. It's pretty mind-blowing. But that's really it, guys, as far as your clutch kit. Unless you guys are pushing a little bit more power, exhaust intake, if you guys are pushing, different sprockets front and rear, then maybe I'd go for as far as that heavy-duty clutch kit. Y'all, it feels amazing. And I tell you what, I can load this thing with RPMs because this thing revs high. As it is, its happy spot is somewhere between 7,000 and 11,000 RPMs. It's insane. Reminds me of back in my car days, dealing with like a rotary. So it's mind blowing how high this thing revs now. So it's pretty cool though. Definitely has some insane power, insane torque. So that's essentially it for as far as that clutch kit goes. Just make sure you've got some type of mod done to your bike. So unless you burn out clutches, it really won't benefit you too much. Let's see, the ECU, that's what we're looking at as far as the ECU goes, is as far as do not run the EJK with it. You can do that plus more with this ECU, two-step. You can add in all that, like launch control, even your elevation, you can control all that stuff. The bore kit itself, I made my mistakes on it. I've got videos out there. I don't hide anything. I let you guys know I broke a stud. I ended up not deactivating my cam chain tensioner, snapped the cam chain. Hey, look, we got it all fixed, man. I'm not here to hide anything. I'm also not here to get rich. I don't have a huge video setup, and a bunch of great editing skills. I don't. I'm just here for mostly questions and answers and kind of show you guys what this bike can really do. And the fact that it can keep up with, even in the last race, racing with A class, B class, and then pro riders like Jordan Ashburn was out there racing with us. That was freaking awesome. Just shows that this bike really does have a lot for a very low dollar amount. And the one of the other things that I really wanted to kind of touch on was, and I got a lot of messages, and some of them were just general inquiries about, hey, you now board your bike out to a 275 and you went with a race cam setup and a new ECU. Why didn't you just go out there and buy the 250R or the 250RX, or even a 450RX or what have you, or a used race bike? I'll go ahead and tell you guys, as far as my cost, I do plan on doing a cost breakdown for everybody. Obviously, I put a good little bit of money into it, but the whole point of that was because nobody really had. It's a very underrated bike, y'all. And I promise you that I still come in over $1,500 less than what a completely bone stock 250RX will cost you. I'm still at least $1,500 below that. So, and that's for a bone stock one. So you haven't even changed out your grips, your handlebars, and exhaust, nothing like that on as far as the 250RX. I've done all that with mine. I've done it as far as even a seat cover, grab bars, you know, all that stuff, like your tugger straps, I mean. So it would blow a lot of minds at the actual cost and what this bike is actually capable of. And if anybody has any questions on this bike, what you're looking at doing, if you've got any questions at all as far as that suspension, the guys over, well, I am working as far as the suspension goes. I do have a couple things kind of up my sleeve, working out a few things and a few deals with a few other people on the bike. But as far as power relation wise to the bike and mod wise, if anybody is questioning at all the amount of money that you would spend into it, whether it be the ECU, you know, for a couple $100, or whether it be, you know, the exhaust, the sprockets, or the big bore kit even, and I laid out my cost in my first video of what the bore kit ran when I did my unboxing on it. And with it only being around 700 and I will say 50, I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it was around 750 or so US dollars, y'all, for the amount of power increase that you get. And I know a lot of folks are still waiting to see the riding footage and the comparisons to the stock 250F we've also got. And that is coming with the ride we have next week. But I will go ahead and say it is completely worth it. And it still keeps you well below that price point of a 250RX, a 450RX, etc. So it's a really underrated bike, y'all. I've just been trying to dig into this thing as much as I can. Just try and find everything out. If anybody has questions, I'm trying to find you guys answers. If there's something you guys want to know how to do, I can tell you the right way, and obviously from my other videos I can also show you what you don't want to do, because you're going to be waiting a while on new parts when you screw it up. So I'm not a pro mechanic. I do know how to do this stuff, just got to slow down sometimes. So regardless, if anybody's got any questions about that, man, for real, hit me up. Seriously, I'm just an honest guy. I'll tell you guys the truth. But if anybody does have any questions though, I am completely open to it. I know we lost quite a few people as far as our last live stream that we ended up losing just a little bit ago and wasted a good bit of time. But I'll leave it completely open, and anybody that watches this later, seriously, if you guys end up finding anything at all that you guys do want to end up asking, seriously, I'm here for real. I'll answer you guys. I'll even help make a video on it. But that's essentially where we're at, y'all. If you guys are still hanging in here with us right now, I see there are a few people in here, but I do greatly appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys do also go check out ForceCam. You guys can translate their website. I have got their Dylan, is there a fireplace in your garage, or is that a bike? It's both, brother. I do have a fireplace down here as well. Yeah, it is a fireplace down here. I'm trying to get this place straightened out for a lot of for some new videos. I'm not the best as far as editing goes, and as far as having beautiful scenery up here in the mountains. Obviously from my beard, doesn't look like I've trimmed it in a while, but yeah, it is a fireplace and the bike. But yeah, if anybody's got anything, man, go check out ForceCam for real. Great guys, man, for just your clutch kits, as far as whether it be the bore, the clutch kits, and exhaust even. I know another buddy of mine, he actually just hit me up on Facebook. So yeah, Denver, if you're watching here, I know you were earlier, your internet went out as well. But yeah, he got his stuff in about a week. From Brazil, ordering his ECU, just the ECU. He's got an exhaust and airbox mod. And anyway, just got his ECU and stuff up and running, and been chatting with him on Facebook Messenger a little bit. So trust me, guys, I will absolutely talk with you guys. I'm not, I'm just average Joe, man. Normal, normal job. I like riding. Yeah, less than a week. Yeah, there you go. There's Denver in there. Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, less than a week on the ECU, man. That is nuts. That is absolutely wild. I'm gonna have to talk to ForceCam, man. I've been talking to him about also another, since we've got another completely bone stock 250F also, about comparing. So another big thing is too, you do not have to get the big bore kit if you want to run a cam. I did forget to mention that, and damn it, I meant to actually say that in one of the beginning of the video. But you do not have to have a big bore kit to get one of their cams, like their rally cams or their race cams. I will go ahead and tell you, I did talk to them because I picked their brain on this a little bit. You will want the entire bore kit for as far as a race cam setup, just due to the higher compression. Now, you can run as far as the rally setup, which is essentially going to give you, it's going to give you more power and more spunk to your bike. It's also going to elongate, you know, your gears to where, like, first gear, where I was running a 51 rear sprocket, and it just didn't feel like my first gear was ever even there. I used mostly second, third, and fourth. Well, this is going to kind of stretch out those gears a little bit, and it's going to give you a lot more power and bang in there as well. So you can run either a rally or a race cam, and just order that from them as well, without doing a big bore. So the cam is another option as far as a performance mod. So just keep your mind open on that too. But I do plan on getting I talked to them on getting getting a rally cam as well, just to test it out in the completely bone stock 250F that we have. The only other thing that is done to that is the 48 tooth rear sprocket. That is the only thing done just to kind of stretch those gears. So we do plan on getting that other cam from them, the camshaft, just to kind of test it and do a side by side. So just to, yeah, there you go, Denver. Yeah, the rally, yeah, you can absolutely, you can just run the cam. I did confirm that with them because I did want to test those. I also wanted to test it as far as with my 275 kit, my big bore. I wanted to compare in the race season off time, was the race cam versus the rally cam. So I wanted to kind of put that to test on my bike, and then I also wanted to test that rally cam on the bone stock 250F. So we'll end up getting an exhaust, open that airbox, and then just test that cam on it just to see how it reacts. If you do go with the cam, I would highly suggest having the ECU as well with that cam. So just a heads up there, that with the with the cam, you will want to have an ECU, just as far as dialing your idle and all that stuff, because it will run a little bit more aggressive. You'll want your idle set a little bit higher and whatnot. Like I said, I mentioned earlier that I'm running just bone stock, or well, not bone stock, but just a simple, just complete dead start idle. I'm running 15 to 1600 RPMs. On a cold start, I'm running about 1900 RPMs till it gets warmed up. So luckily with my fuel that I run, which is a 93 non-ethanol, it's just a pure 93 octane. This bike surprisingly has actually been running a little bit, it's been running pretty cool, which to my understanding, ethanol helps things run a little bit cooler. But I've actually been running pretty cool with just as far as 93 octane with me toying around with that tuner and what I want to play with on it. So it's been working out pretty good for me. But yeah, if anybody's got any questions as far as that was pretty much it. But if anybody's got any questions as far as the bore force cam in general, I'll try and answer that. If I don't have an answer, I promise you I can get you one by tomorrow. Anybody's got a question about the 250F in general, any of the other mods and stuff that I've got done, anything like that, I think I've covered, yeah, minus giving a dollar figure, I've given a roundabout what it ran, as far as how much less it is from a 250R or a 450R RX even. Let's see, covered the heavy duty clutch kit, man, the ECU, bore kits, the EJK, comparison as far as running an ECU and the EJK, that's a no-go. Don't do it. Other than that, y'all, man, I think that's pretty much it for clearing a few things up. Any plans on going with any larger bore kits? And watching from North Alabama, hey, I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, appreciate you. I will probably go with maybe a little bit bigger bore kit. I really want to see how this season kind of plans out. Right now, I have got one race, which is actually a U.S. Sprint Enduro that I've got planned for in March up in Maryland. So that'll be my first one of the season. I thought it was going to be the GNCC, but it's not. I was wrong. I looked at my calendar. So I've got that one. And then I've got the GNCC coming up in April that I will be running Old Gray. Depending on how the bike performs there, we'll kind of see. I could hang with, just on the stock 250F, it would surprise a lot of people, but I was actually able to hang with a good bit of folks. I actually caught up to, it kind of impressed me. There was a guy on a Beta 300, two-stroke, and I caught up to him, was riding his tail for a good while. So the bike stock does really good if you can ride it well. My only complaint really is from my other videos is the weight, but I mean, we're not really going to do anything with that. I guess I just got to really quit drinking beer and, you know, lift some more weights or something if I want to keep bitching about the weight. But other than that, man, I don't know about a bigger bore. We'll see how this thing performs. If I would probably step up to just a 310. And if I did a 310, I'd probably do a 310 rally just because I see how this 275 race is. And I'm telling you, the race cam is extremely aggressive, y'all. I thought I broke my shoulder the other day, about 3 days ago. When I was doing an uphill climb, I came to a very, very slow downhill section. Almost stopped, kept it in second, pulled the clutch, got my RPMs up, dumped the clutch to go up the hill, and my ass end slid completely out from under me. I mean, it took off like a bucking bronco. Threw me, hell, wasn't wearing goggles, and my glasses went flying through my helmet and everything. I mean, it was pretty bad. And anyway, I'm not as young as I once was, but I definitely felt it, and that's where I learned where the power was, and it's instant on this thing for the race. So if I do, it'd probably be maybe a 310 rally, just to try it out, see how it elongates the gears and all and makes it more of a tractor. That is one thing that they did say, is that it is a lot like a tractor as far as pulling, like the stock one. It just gives you, I mean, it does give you more punch and gets you up there pretty quick. But yeah, your 310 rally, that is going to be more for your slower paced as far as your single track, your a little bit slower hill climbs, things like that. So yeah, 310 rally would probably be a good option for a lot of people, though, for real. I'm interested in trying it out, and who knows, we may do it on the other 250F. Just do a 310 rally on it, just to kind of compare them side by side. I think horsepower-wise, though, what they're putting down to the wheels is pretty close in comparison as far as the 275 race and a 310 rally. I think the 275 race, if you got the right fuel setup and all, I think it'll actually outdo a 310 rally even. Especially in the power aspect. So we'll see though. We'll see. We got some time. I still got to test this one out after busting my ass though. That last fall kind of really gave me a kick for what this thing's got power wise underneath, you know, its belt. So it is no joke. And I'm pretty pumped to show you guys some footage here. We got a ride next Friday that we're going to be doing all day. So you guys will really see some hill climbs. You'll see a lot of single track, stuff like that. We're probably going to get lost. Hopefully I don't get ate up with hornets like I did falling into a hornet's nest last time. But yeah, we'll see how that plans out. But we're probably going to do the same loop. We did race where we're going next Friday. We did race there as well. So as long as they should have the same layout, we've kind of got it mapped as well with GPS. So we should be able to hit that same race course as well, do a few laps and stuff on what they did race on. So we'll be able to really time them since we know what our old lap times were and kind of see where we improved and things like that on here. So that'd be pretty cool to really put this thing to a test, to compare our old lap times with the new ones. So, but man, Denver, dude, if you're thinking about going with that 310 rally, or heck, even the rally cam, I'd be interested to see how you do, because you'll probably get it before I will. But as far as the rally cam, man, I'd be real interested in seeing that bad boy. So you gotta let me know if you do pick it up and how you like it, for sure. Oh, saw a few more folks here. Yeah, it sucks we lost the last live feed. Man, I'm up here in the mountains, dude, so if I get a phone call or something, man, it'll drop my internet quicker than anything. But anybody got anything else, though, before I end? I'll end up cutting this thing, man. Hopefully this did answer, as far as, especially in the beginning, did answer a few things for some folks as far as the ECU and running an EJK. And especially that heavy duty as far as clutch kit goes. And hopefully my video didn't cut out. 20 years. Yeah, you're not kidding, brother. Yeah. So I don't know if a lot of 41 after 20 years got back on it, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. A lot of people probably don't know a lot of my background too. I used to race when I was a kid, man. I raced and I got hurt and broke my wrist, broke my arm, and all that stuff, and a few other things when I raced motocross. So I swapped over to racing quads. And after I raced quads, I ended up, I joined the military, and I ended up getting hurt overseas there. I got blown up a couple times, and anyway, so they retired me and stuff after about 6-7 years, almost 7 years. And anyway, I needed something to get back into, man. So I just, I was like, man, I'm gonna pick back up on a bike. I'm already broke. Let's just see what we can do. So it was probably about a good, let's see, since I was about 17 up until probably 30. So yeah, not quite as long as you though. Yeah, not quite 20 years. So I think I was only maybe 13. But yeah, it's definitely baby steps. But my baby steps, man, they're getting smaller and smaller. They're like a 70-year-old man with a walker steps. So it's there. But heck, man. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else has anything. I know there's only a few people on here, but if anybody else watches this stuff a little bit later, and you guys got any questions or anything like that I didn't answer, I do plan on doing another live video and stuff, actually with my buddy, who's got, as far as the stock 250F that we've got as well. We do plan on doing, as far as after our comparison and our full footage and stuff comes out after next week. That's also going to be the comparison between a stock 250F and this bike as well, for a lot of people that have been asking as well. Force Cam's also asked about as far as a comparison video, so that'd be pretty awesome to send out there as well. So we'll get all that stuff kind of wrapped up, but we do plan on doing another live Q&A and stuff. Hopefully we get some more people. I know I said before that I was going to actually, push it out there and advertise it. I will do for the next one. This one was kind of totally unplanned. I just grabbed me a couple beers, man, and was like, yeah, let's do one real quick to answer some of these questions I've been getting all week. So we'll do another one though. We'll advertise it. Y'all write down some questions seriously if you guys have them. I promise you, I'll probably do the live Q&A next weekend actually. So go ahead and mark that down, share it around. If anybody's got any questions at all, seriously, setting suspension, buying anything on this thing, hell, I don't care if it's installing a seat cover, the bore kit, whatever you've got. Or heck, you could ask me, how the hell did you break your stud? Or, why'd you use the Harbor Freight torque wrench? Whatever, I'll answer it. I don't care. Anyway, but just pass the word along. I'll release something here on the community section on Facebook and stuff like that. But hey, for you guys hanging around here, I greatly appreciate you. Denver, we'll catch you later. Brother, if you're watching from Alabama, I appreciate you, Dylan. If you're still in here, thank you. Be a friend, tell a friend, man. Hey, share this stuff around, and let me know where you guys are at. I know where you're at, Denver, but yeah, we'll try and plan something up, get to riding. But hey, we'll catch y'all here on the next go around. Thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all.